Welcome back to another Read and Sow episode, everyone. We hope you've been learning lots and enjoying these segments.
Oh, Mirna, you're back! I haven't seen you in a while.
I sure am, Timothy. It's nice to have you back. Have you been enjoying these episodes, Timothy?
They've been wonderful, Mirna. I really enjoyed meeting the rest of the Asika TV team, and I love the different stories we've been reading from the Bible. What story will we be reading today?
Well, that's so good to hear, Timothy. Today we'll be reading about a boy that was troubled by demons.
Oh, Mirna, that doesn't sound like a nice story at all.
Well, Timothy, it actually is a nice story because Jesus was there to help the boy.
Jesus is the best. I can't wait to read the rest of the story now.
Before we jump into the story, we're going to start with a prayer. Shemit Baba Brona Ruchat Kucha Amin. Babam Bishmeya Paish Mkucha Shemuch Atim Melkutuch Hawer Zayuch Dachit Bishmeya Opara Halan Nachman Sonkanen Qaid Yuman Shoklen Gnahen Dachitu Pachnen Shoklen Dan Bidlug Nahabien La Moritlan Isyona إلى باسلا من بيشا سبديوخ إلى ملكوتا خيلة وتشبخت العالم وآمين آمين شمت بابا برونا روخت قدجة آمين. Today we're going to be reading from the book of Matthew, chapter 17, verse 14 to 21. Okay. When they came to the crowd, a man approached Jesus and knelt before him. Lord, have mercy on my son, he said. He has seizures and is suffering greatly. He often falls into the fire or into the water. I brought him to your disciples, but they could not heal him. You unbelieving and perverse generation, Jesus said, how long shall I stay with you? How long shall I put up with you? Bring this boy here to me. Jesus rebuked the demon, and it came out of the body, and he was healed at that moment. Then the disciples came to Jesus in private and asked, why couldn't we drive it out? He replied, because you have so little faith. Truly I tell you, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to here, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. Well, Timothy, what were your thoughts on that story?
The start was pretty scary, Mirna. How the boy was throwing himself into the water and fire, but then it got better when Jesus helped him.
That would be scary. Imagine what it'd feel like not to have control over your own body.
I wouldn't like that at all, Mirna. I had a question about this story. I know that Jesus helped the boy, but he seemed pretty upset at the disciples. Why does he call them unbelieving?
Well, Timothy, right before this story, a few of the disciples had just seen Jesus transfigure on the mountaintop, where he was revealed as the true Son of God. But this story with the boy shows us that the disciples still did not fully believe that Jesus was God's Son. So they did not have enough faith in Jesus to help the boy.
If they didn't have enough faith, what could they have done differently to help the boy?
I like that question. There's always something we can do. In this story, it sounds like the disciples gave up pretty quickly. You know how Jesus had sent them out before on their own to heal people and to cast out demons? That shows us that they could do it on their own. But in this instance, they tried and couldn't, so they kind of gave up. What they could have done instead was keep trying. They could have been more persistent.
Hold on! That's an unfamiliar word. What does persistent mean?
Being persistent means that you do not give up. Even when you fail, you just keep trying until you get it.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. Now I can see why Jesus was upset with the disciples.
You know, it's not that Jesus was upset with the disciples. He actually wanted to build and strengthen their faith. So in order to do that, he wanted to show them that he was disappointed in their failure. Jesus had revealed so much to his disciples, and he had given them great responsibilities. like healing the sick and casting out demons, so at this point in time, their faith should have been strong enough to help this boy. Because, God gives us special jobs exactly when we are ready for them, even when we think we're not.
Oh wow! God is so amazing that He always knows what is right for us. But Mirna, now I'm thinking, how do I know what my special job is?
I knew you were going to ask that, Timothy. The best way to find your special job is to ask.
But who should I ask? You?
No, not me. You need to ask God by praying and asking God for His will to be done and showing that you have faith in Him. God will lead you to the right where He wants you. Whether it's serving in the church, in the choir, or committee, or even other jobs behind the scenes, like the people that film our show. Do you remember what God said about the power of faith?
Oh, is it that you'll be able to move mountains?
Yes. Isn't the power of God amazing? He can lead us to do anything, even things that seem impossible, when they are for the glory of His holy name.
Wow, God is amazing. I'm glad that Jesus helped the boy to get better. And I love that He even taught His disciples this very important lesson along the way. I'm going to pray for God's will to be done so He can show me what my special job is.
Well done, Timothy, and I'm also going to pray for that too. We hope you enjoyed this episode today. Timothy, did you enjoy it?
It was great. I loved it. I really enjoyed it. Thank you for a beautiful lesson.
Praise God. We hope we see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.